В первой и второй частях трансформации капитализма мы говорили, что процесс обобществления средств производства проходит через организационную структуру, в которой объединяются частные капиталы, и люди могут в любом уголке земли, в какой бы стране...
In the first and second parts of the transformations of capitalism, we said that the process of socialization of the means of production passes through an organizational structure in which private capital and people in any corner of the earth, no matter what country they are located, can indirectly own the means of production, and through their functioning have a means of subsistence. Old man Marx said so: if workers own the means of production, then they will no longer be workers. Following this logic, if all people owned the means of production, then they would be neither workers nor capitalists. Here I would like to emphasize: in general, the organizational form of capital is derived from industrial technologies that underlie our development. It is the change and development of technology that changes our relations of production, our social relations. As the grumpy Marx aptly noted, real liberation cannot be achieved except in the real world and by real means, that slavery cannot be eliminated without the steam engine, serfdom, without improved agriculture, that in general it is impossible to free people until they are completely able to provide yourself with food and drink, shelter and clothing. Liberation is a historical matter and not a matter of thought, and historical relations, the state of industry, trade, agriculture, and communication will lead to it.
Питье, жилье, одежду. Освобождение есть историческое дело, говорит Маркс. И это не дело мысли. И к нему приведут исторические отношения. Состояние промышленности, торговли, земледелия, общения.
In the modern interpretation, the free exchange and use of information. Then, a question: are there modern technologies that directly provide the opportunity for all people to use them, and through their use to obtain their means of subsistence? It turns out yes. Capital created such means, and the owners of these means of production will only be able to make a profit when they provide these means of production to as many people as possible. The internet is available to a large number of people on Earth. Through internet technology, capital provides various telephony platforms completely free of charge on its social networks and eco-platforms, WhatsApp, video calls, and VK calls by Mail.ru, Skype, Microsoft, Zoom Company, Yandex Telemost, etc. Of course, people can use this for idle talk, or they can use it to develop their business.
WhatsApp, видеозвонки, ВК-звонки на Mail.ru, Skype, Microsoft, компания Zoom, Яндекс Телемост и так далее. Конечно, люди могут использовать эти средства для досужих болталок, а могут для развития своего дела.
Huge opportunities are provided by design companies, for example, Autodesk. When for nominal money you can use powerful computing tools to design factories, rockets, and entire cities. Type in a search engine, free industrial design programs, and you will understand what opportunities all people have. Of course, if people want and know how to learn. Absolutely amazing opportunities appeared with the release of software products of the so-called neural networks on transformers. Already today I have written 2 computer programs using ChatGPT and ChatGPT for Omni as part of the necessary solutions to the methods of economic cybernetics.
Нейросетей на трансформерах. Уже сегодня я написал с помощью ChatGPT и ChatGPT 4 Omni 2 компьютерные программы в рамках необходимых решений экономической кибернетики.
I'm already silent about video platforms on which people earn their livelihood. Free platforms for publishing books, etc. have appeared. All this suggests that people are being pushed out of material production, as has always been the case throughout human history. Capital, at the same time that it pushes people out of material production, creates new means of production that can generate profit only if they are jointly owned by all people. At the same time, these new means of production and the desire to increase social productivity today requires a huge number of generators of ideas, literate, educated, free, armed with new means of production available to everyone, as opposed to reactionary ideas of population reduction, unconditional income, and other nonsense generated by financial capital.
Грамотных, образованных, свободных людей, вооруженных новыми средствами производства, доступных для всех, в противоположность реакционным идеям сокращения населения, безусловного дохода и прочей дури, порождаемой финансовым капиталом.
And here, why these crazy ideas cannot be realized in modern capitalism, we will talk in our next video. Summarizing the transformations of capitalism. Capitalism, through all its inherent advantages and costs, consistently carries out the process of socialization of all means of production.
Последовательно осуществляет процесс обобществления всех средств производства. И это обобществление происходит в действительных изменениях, в противоположность установленной монополии, как это делали.
And this socialization occurs in real changes, as opposed to the establishment of a monopoly, as was done in Soviet times and is now being proposed by Allah socialists of all stripes both in Russia and in the rest of the world. True socialization is driven by technological changes that reduce the required work time and increase people's free time. The latter is the true wealth of society.